Melissa here with Crafty Max, y'all. We're going to be decoupaging this large jar right here with these gorgeous napkins that I have, y'all. They're so pretty. Now, I didn't attach the top yet because it's still drying, but I wanted to bring y'all along for the next one. How's everybody doing? Hello, my beautiful friends. How are y'all doing? Say hello when you pop on, guys. Long time no see, right? Hey, Nancy, how are you doing, girl? Hope you're doing good. Hello, my friends. This is what we're working on now. This is going to be a long craft. This is probably going to take me a good hour and a half to do, hopefully. You know, the first one usually takes the longest. Hi, Valerie. How are you doing? Hey, Catherine. Hello, friends. Hey, Tammy Buckner. Hello, my friend. Angela Harper. Sherry Perry, girlfriend. How are you doing? Hey, Barry Wash. Good afternoon, friends. Hey, Tanika, Shelly, and Deb Carpenter. Girl, how are you doing? Hey, Kathy Cherry. Hey, Auntie and Uncle. Thank you so much for putting my Etsy shop there, y'all. Okay, now, y'all, this is what we're going to be doing. If you guys would please like, follow, and share this live. I haven't been live in such a long time that I think Facebook doesn't even know I exist at this point. Hey, Julie Weber, how are you doing? Hey, Marcia. Hey, Maria Harper. My day's doing really good. Going really good, friend. Hope yours is. Hi, Jenna Strauss. How are you? Hey, Alicia. Debbie Smith. Okay, guys, without further ado, we're going to come on down to the workstation here because we've got to get this going. Deb, thank you for the sprinkles, girl. I appreciate it so much. Now, let me go over what I'm doing here. Now, this here, hey, Teresa Crawford, Rita Nichols, how are you doing? And Georgina, how are you? And Paula, if I haven't said hello, guys, hello. Now, this is what I'm doing. All right, I have these beautiful napkins, y'all. I have to tell you, I love myself some pretty napkins, okay? Now, this is a large jar, and I love this one. I got this one at Hobby Lobby, and if you can see, it has these arches on it, and it's on all four sides of the jar, which I love. Now, I went ahead and cleaned this with alcohol wipes. Now, as you can see, this one still has the metal rim around it there. I haven't put it back on this jar yet just because it's still drying. And I want to make sure that that is really dry before I do. Now, you don't necessarily have to put the metal back on your jar. After everything is dry, you could hot glue this baby right on here, y'all. I mean, I would probably get glue that is for glass. And then you could just hot glue that or glue it on and just leave it as it is. But I decided I'm going to, when it dries, probably tomorrow, I want to wait and make sure this dries really good before I even mess with this lid and to put all of the metal back on it. And I do want to do that to mine just because I love the canning jar look. Tom, hey buddy, hey Catherine Roma, how are you doing, girl? I love all of this texture and all of this gorgeous stuff going on with this jar. But y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get this started because like I said, this is going to take a long time to get this done. Thank you for the sprinkles. I appreciate it. Hey, Tammy. Now, we're going to go ahead and take off this here. Let's see here. I'm going to come over here and do this part. And you definitely want to take this off before you start painting your jar. Gosh, y'all, my poor little fingers, it's like... There we go. And this little piece right here comes off. Now, this jar was... I think it was $9.99 at Hobby Lobby, y'all, but they have their jars on sale right now. I think they're 50% off. So just take that off and set it aside. Now, you do want to keep your lid because, you know, you want to decorate your lid as well because, you know, that's part of the design, right? So you want to do that. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to prime this jar, y'all. So that means we are going to paint it. Yes, indeed, we are going to paint it. So I'm just going to use gesso. You can use whatever paint that you usually prime your jars, crafts, or whatever you're doing. But this is what I'm going to use because I have it. And I use it a lot in my journals and things like that. Let's see what I do with, that's not my paintbrush. What do I do? Well, hold on for a second, y'all. Well, I'm going to get a dauber. Let's get a dauber. Okay, now, as you can see with this jar, I do have a lot of texture in this jar. Now, a lot of that is the napkin, and you do want to do the bottom too. A lot of it is the napkin, but I do like to use a sponge when I'm doing certain things like this. Now, the best thing to do, really, I mean, you could roll this. I just don't have my roller, y'all, or it would be so lickety-split quick. But I'm going to try to get this done pretty darn quick. Like I said, this is not going to be a 30-minute craft here, y'all. This has many steps with it. So see how you can have that little bit of texture. You can leave as much of that as you want. It's no big deal, y'all, because the napkin's going to go over it anyway, right? But one of the most important things to do as well is to make sure that you dry your paint in between coats, okay? Now, you could probably get by with 2, but for something like this, I really like to have 3 coats. I just think it helps with that napkin to go on there pretty darn good. Hey, Terry, how are you? You're catching me live, girl. Hey, Carol, how are you, my friend? Hey, Ann Fisher, you're catching me live, my friends. Now, I do have mini chat that I've been texting people whenever I go live. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it. Mini chat is wanting me to do something else again, and I got to actually take a look at that tomorrow because I have until the 31st of this month. I got to see what they want me to sign up with and how much more it's going to cost. But I will let y'all know. But I'm telling you, friends, if it's not one thing, it's another, isn't it? So basically all I'm doing is I'm going over this. Now, like I said, you could probably use a paintbrush and it'll be, even that much quicker. Let me just go ahead and do that. But I do love, for some reason, I like to use a sponge on these things. Craziest thing ever. It just makes my heart happy. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do it here on this live. It would be a lot quicker if I used my paintbrush, huh? Yes, it would. But I do like it. I like it a lot, my friends. So how is everybody doing? It's been like, good golly, it's been like Christmas since the last time I went live. I'm just joking, y'all. It's been several days for sure. At least 4 or 5 days. I bet y'all been wondering where in the heck I've been. Where in the heck I've been. Okay, so that's the first coat. So let's just go ahead and get a little bit of that too up here. Because you want to do the rim. Because you know the rim's going to be seen, and so will the this part right in here. So you want to get that too. Basically, you just want to get the whole jar. You want to get the whole jar, y'all. But it really is pretty. Now, I did this for myself for some decor in my home. I love the napkins so much that I thought, what the heck, I'm going to do this. And I have so many jar crafts that I want to do. How many of y'all love jars? Do y'all love jars like I do? All right, let's go ahead and dry this. Okay, we're going to dry that real quick. Dry in between layers. The baby's doing wonderful, Valerie. Thank you, Angie. Oh, yeah. Just use a primer, okay? Dry that pretty good. We'll go ahead and get the bottom of that first coat as well, because you definitely want to do the bottom. Okay, I originally was going to do something different with my jar and even with the napkin, but I love that so much. I'm like, nope, I'm going to leave it just as it is. So, but crafting for me is very therapeutic, and Lord knows, boy, I've been needing it the last few days. So this is wonderful, and I'm so glad you guys are along with me. It is beautiful, isn't it, Lois? Oh, yes, indeed. Lois, send me your address, PM me your address, and I'll send you a couple of the napkins. Okay? Just PM me your address, Lois, and I'll get them out to you. I'll just get you, what I'll do, let me just do this real quick. I've got to make sure this is dry. And this gesso paint dries pretty darn quick. What I will do, Lois, is I'll just send you two of them like this, okay? So you'll actually get a total of 6 images per napkin. So you'll get 12 images with it, okay, girlfriend? So it'll be plenty for you to do several crafts, okay? Tom, what you saying? You're at work watching? No, you're not replay, Tom. This is live, buddy. This is live. What you talking about? Hey, my friend, how are you doing? How are you doing, friend? Let's just get this one done again. I love it, love it, love it. Now, I didn't see, how many of y'all love doing jar crafts? Are y'all crazy about them like I am? I know y'all haven't seen me do too many of them though, have you? But you're going to start seeing me doing quite a few of them. Because jars are my jam, y'all, because y'all know I'm a canner as well. So I love my mason jars. One thing I love about this, now you can use your mason jars even if it has the mason name on it, mason jars name. I just like this one because it's smooth on all of the sides, and it was just perfect for this napkin for me to do this technique. So I'm really, really, really enjoying this so much. Hey, Joyce Ghost caught me live. Yes, you did, girl. I have done canisters with jars and chalk paint. Oh, Gloria. Now, I do have chalk paint on this as well. And that's beautiful, Gloria. I know it is, girlfriend. I'll chalk paint. I love my chalk paint, y'all. You can do a lot of stuff with chalk paint. If you're a crafter, y'all know that. Of course, I do a lot with acrylics and everything. So, now, if you don't have like a true primer paint, like this gesso or whatever, you can use chalk paint. Chalk paint would work just as good, won't it, Gloria? If you know, just make sure you use white, because you want to use white with this napkin. Or you know, if you have a light colored napkin, you don't want to use anything dark underneath it. The image really pops out so pretty with the white underneath it. So you want to keep things like that, you know, in mind when you're doing things like this. And the more you do it, you know, the more confident you're going to feel with what you do. But I'll be quite honest with you too, friends. I love learning new techniques. I love seeing what people do. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta try that. And then I usually end up putting my own spin on stuff, or I do something totally different. It might give me an idea of something else. What kind of paint, what kind of sponge? Believe it or not, this is one of those rolling brushes from Lowe's that you paint your trim with. You know, the sponges, the craft sponges like these are so expensive. And I thought, what the heck, I'm just going to go to Lowe's and I'm going to get those rolling brushes, sponges. And that's what that is. You can see that's where the little handle goes in. And they're less expensive if you do that. But I do like myself having some sponges, that's for sure. I even use these for my inks. So like my distressed inks and things like that. Okay, see how quick that was? Let's just do that bottom again. So that's the second coat. You may be able to just get by with the second coat. I put 3 on that one. Let's just get that down in there. That's looking good. Looking good, y'all. Looking good. I'm loving it. Yeah, this is going a little bit quicker than the first one. Y'all, you know that the first one always takes the longest, right? Okay, let's just get that around here real quick. because I colored that anyway. I kind of distressed that with some blue to go with the napkin. So, but I'm just doing it all white for now. I think I might have to get my glasses, y'all. I may be thinking, oh Lord, this is just looking so good, and I put my glasses on like, Melissa, what'd you think? Yes, you can use chalk paint. You most certainly can. Yep. Have you ever done this? I sure have, Carolyn. And Carolyn, I have used rice paper. And let me tell you, I have some beautiful rice paper, y'all. I don't think I've ever done a rice paper craft on here. Yes, I use gesso. I do have gesso. This is what I'm using as my, okay, let me flip the camera around, y'all, so y'all can read that real quick. This is what I'm using, but y'all, I don't know if I would use this if I were you. This is, well, it's Liquitex. Now, if you get this on sale, it won't be as expensive, but these can be really expensive, but it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot, but you can use regular, you can even use acrylic. Oh, sorry, guys, I'm making y'all probably sick, aren't I? Here we go. You can use acrylic paint too, but usually I like to use a primer and then acrylic over that. Everybody has their own little techniques. Usually I do 3 coats, Helen. Oh, my glass. It really doesn't. 2 coats is probably sufficient. I just hit that. Dry your coats in between. Oh, Carolyn, I bet it was beautiful. It's pretty good. Get that bottom just a little bit more. Now this one I did 2 coats, but I think for this jar I'm just going to do, I'm going to get the top of that too. I'm just going to do 2 coats. Let me put my little sponge and paintbrush. Let's cover those up to keep those nice and fresh. Okay, but I'm going to dry this just a little bit more because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Well, look what I did here, y'all. I bumped it. Let's just get that. And I'll tell you the reason why I'm going to do the next step is for that very reason. Set that aside. It has been a while. Hey, Becky, how are you doing, girl? Hey, Ray Ann, sweet friend, it's been a long time since I've seen you. Crackle paint would be beautiful. I gotta dry this real good, y'all. Helen, it's so much fun, girl. You have fun when you do it. I almost feel like I do need to put that other coat on there. Yep, guys, I'm going to put that 3rd coat on there. That's what I did with this one. That's what I did with this one. I love, love, love that. Love it, love it, love it. Let me grab these again. I want to make sure that it's right, and I really don't want to, you know, sometimes things do take a little bit longer, but that third coat, I'll show you what happens. And I'm not using much pressure with my sponge. Now, like I said, you can use a paintbrush if you want, but when I'm using the sponge, I kind of get this rough textured look, and it does when your napkin goes on there, because your napkin is so thin, it will pick up that little bit of rough look. You see that there? Now, there are paints that you can buy that will do the same thing, but you can also use, you know, just your regular primer paint or even acrylics paints and get the same technique. Just experiment, y'all. Have fun. See what that coat did there? It really, really, really does make a difference with that third coat, but you would be fine with the second. But I just really like making sure that that jar is covered really good. Did y'all see Mac walking around? My cat, she's been driving me crazy today. Oh, animals, sometimes I think they're worse than children. I mean, not that children are bad, don't get me wrong. I mean, y'all know what I mean if you're a parent or you're a fur parent, right? Our animals. Good golly. Good golly, Miss Molly. You've missed me, Rayanne. Thank you, girl. Hey, Karen Wood. It's good to see you too, Barbara. Hey, friends. Thank y'all so much for being on here with me. Now, if y'all have beautiful napkins, now I'm going to tell you, my daughter thinks I have lost my mind. She thinks her mama has lost her mind, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if y'all would see how many napkins I have, y'all would think, oh, Lord Jesus, what is she going to do with all those napkins? Y'all, I'm a crafter. I'm a crafter. I like to decoupage. I like to put napkins on just about everything. I love it. If I decoupaged every day, whether it be cards or a craft like this, my heart would just be happy. Oh, I'd just be happy, y'all. You know what? I really, as much as this is so therapeutic. Is it therapeutic for y'all when y'all craft like this? Have fun to see you crafting today. Oh, Terry, thank you, girl. How are you doing today? How are you doing, my friend? Hello. But it is very therapeutic for me. I probably should take an hour or hour and a half a day and just craft. Do something crafty. You know, we take the time for certain things in our lives. You know, I think sometimes we need to do things too that brings joy to our heart, don't you think? Now, I'm just going to put a little bit more of my gesso there. You see how it goes a long way. It really does. Now, it takes a little bit longer doing it like this with a sponge instead of a paintbrush, but I do like this effect as well. But you can see how it looks so much better with that third coat. But if you want to save time, you don't have to. Like I said at the beginning, this is going to be a little bit longer. It does take a little bit longer to do a project like this. Y'all don't mind, do ya? Y'all grab a cup of coffee, iced coffee, some tea, and just pull up a chair and let's just chat and have some fun. Hey, Lori Redbanner, how are you doing? It's a beautiful day in Delaware. That's wonderful. It's a beautiful day here in the Carolinas too, girl. I love myself some spring weather. Absolutely love it. Okay, let's grab that edge again. And you don't really have to be perfect with this because of the way I want my jar to look kind of distressed with the paint that I added to it. And that is chalk paint that I used over there, right in here. Now, before you put that metal ring back on that jar, you definitely want it to be dry, and you will want to be very careful. Okay. Okay, let's get this dried up, and let's get this napkins put on this jar. Okay, let's dry this. Oh, did I do the bottom? I don't remember if I did the bottom or not, but we're going to again. Even after you finish the project, if you need to go back and redo something or put a little bit more paint on there, you can. No biggie. Yes, I'll clean my jar with alcohol first. Some people do, some people don't. I do, just to make sure it's nice and clean. Get off any fingerprints, even though I was holding it and everything else. Hey, Janice Harrison. That's gesso, Betty. I'm using gesso paint. You can use just a regular acrylic paint, chalk paint for your primer. I'm going to make sure this dries really good. It doesn't take long for that gesso to dry. Rita, I found most of my napkins at Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. Tuesday morning when they weren't open near me. I get them from Walmart, Dollar Tree, Target, wherever, girlfriend. I see a beautiful napkin, I will buy it. And if I'm at somebody's house and they have some cute napkins, well, you better believe it. I'll be like, can I have a couple of those? Yes, you can add your Mod Podge and paint together. Did you know that, Louise? I do that sometimes too. Because if you do that, you won't have to do the next step that I'm doing. See how I hit that? Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to do, y'all, is I'm going to get my Mod Podge. And before I put the napkin on there, I'm going to go ahead and just Mod Podge my jar. Let's see. Here's my paintbrush. So the second step is going to just go ahead and I'm just going to put a light coat. Now, like I said, you can add your Mod Podge to your paint. Then you wouldn't have to have this little extra step here. I don't know, y'all. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't. So, but I'm just doing a light coat of Mod Podge. Okay. And what this is going to do too, it's going to help when you put your napkin on there that your paint, sometimes if you don't do this, the paint will come off if you accidentally hit your jar. This will set your paint so it won't be as delicate. Okay. You don't want to give it a too thick coat because you want that to be able to dry, because we're going to dry it in between. Okay. Just like this. No big deal, right? And you can see that shine on there when you're putting that Mod Podge on there. But yes, if you want to go ahead and add your Mod Podge to your paint, you can do that. Or like somebody said, was it Lois? I think it was Lois. You can put your Mod Podge first and then your paint. Or you can add it with your paint. Or you can do the way I'm doing. See, there's so many ways that you can do things. Y'all just experiment. Just because you do one thing one way doesn't mean you can't another way. Sometimes sometimes it's good to know different techniques and different ways of doing things. You go ahead and add just a little bit to that bottom. And then I will dry that really good. I'll get the rim here in a minute. I just want to get this first. Let me go ahead and dry this. Y'all are awfully quiet. Hey Madeline, how are you doing, girl? Hey friends. Thank you guys for popping on here. I bet y'all been wondering, who? God, it's Melissa. She's live, y'all. You can hear the birds in the trees outside my shop. Catherine, actually, I have animal TV on for Mac, for my cat. She loves it. And only one coat of Mod Podge is fine for this part. Carol Biscuitis, hey girl. How you doing? Hey girl. Hey Evie, how are you? Evie Worley. Hey friends. Yowzers. Got a glove right there. Texture, my friends, texture. I know, Vivian girl. It's been a while, hasn't it? Thank you for popping on here. Your stars aren't Carol, no. You did send me stars. Oh, thank you, girl. I didn't see, I saw down there at the bottom somebody did. I guess I'm part cat here. Yes, you are. Oh my gosh. Yes, you are, my friend. Alright. I think this is going to be good. Let me get the rim. Let me get the rim real quick, and then we're going to decoupage those napkins on there. Okay. Let's just put a little bit up there. It's not going to take too much right now. The last coat, I really, I put my coats on kind of thin. Okay, there's that. Let me put my a little trick, y'all. Use saran wrap around your jar lids like that, and then put your lid on. That way it always comes off for you. It is pretty though, isn't it? I love it. You just hopped on? What does she paint it with? I use the Liquitex Gesso acrylic paint. You can use just white acrylic paint. Vicky, or was it Sherry? You can use primer paint. You can use house primer paint too. Oh yes, you can leave it clear with the napkins on the top. Only your napkin may not show up as well. You can try. Give it a shot. Okay, here we go, y'all. Now, I'm going to put another piece of wax paper down, just in case I have some glue or paint right here on my surface. Because what I'm going to do, that one's pretty dry right there. That one still feels just a little tacky. Let me just dry that a little bit more. You had your nephew make you one of those, did you, Deb? Oh, Lisa, I love lemons. Love lemons. Okay, now we're going to take our napkins, y'all, and I'm using this napkin right here. I got this napkins. These are from, these are from Home Goods. Home Goods. And as y'all know, I'm going to be using 4 of these napkins. Now, in one of these, you get 6, right? So, would cut it. But with what I did with this one, I kind of tore it so it wasn't so straight. And then I love that rustic look to the edges and everything. So that's what I'm going to do, y'all. And I'm just going to make sure I don't, at this point, tear off any of the design. Okay. Down. It's doing it kind of straight anyway, because right there, yeah, that's okay. Not a biggie. Just tear that off. Okay, let's set this aside for now. We're going to use this one first. Now, this is a 3-ply napkin, so I'm going to take off 2 of, well, there's one. Take off this other one here. There we go. Now, that's the printed 1-ply right there. Let me bring this over. Can y'all see pretty good? Let me bring you down maybe a little bit. I think that's a little bit better, isn't it? All right, now you see how stark that is because it's a straight edge? I'm going to go ahead and tear gently around the edge. It is worth it, in my opinion, to do this, unless you like that look. You know, everybody's different. You don't have to do it like this. You can always do it your way. How many times have I said that? Be uniquely you. Do it your way. Yes, indeed. Like I said, I like that little jagged edge. And when you do all of them like that, and I kind of connect them, I actually tore the napkins a little bit more so they kind of flow a little bit better around the jar instead of overlapping them. And I'll show you what I mean when I start putting them all on here. Fun, fun, fun. Here we go. Now, we're going to place this down right here on this side. That's why I love this jar. Got these jars at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby, I love them because they're smooth. Now, I have used my mason jars quite a few times, many times. Okay, I'm just placing that napkin there to see if I like that position. I do. So I'm going to just lift it back. Oops, hold on. Let me get my Mod Podge out, y'all. Get that back out. We're going to need that. Okay. Here we go. Let me pull that back again. And I'm just going to put some Mod Podge right here. I'm going to do a little bit at a time. Now, with this technique, you don't have to worry about wrinkles as much, but you don't want a whole lot of wrinkles, though. Now, I'm not using a lot of Mod Podge. Just a little bit, just enough to get that napkin on there so it'll stick good, okay? Now, see how I'm lifting that napkin up? Just put down a little bit. You don't want to glob it. Globbing's not good in this case, okay? See how easy that was? It's all about technique, that's all. Just a little bit of technique, and you are good to go, friends. Of course, I have a lot of experienced crafters on here. I absolutely love it. See, I kind of go down the center first and then on the edges. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Now, you can take a little bit of saran wrap if you want And if you see like a large bubble, let me show you. If you see like a large bubble, people have so many different techniques. You could actually take a little saran wrap, but do it gently. Just get those little bubbles out of there. You can take a little pen and do it like that too, which I've done. Okay, now I'm going to dry this one before I go to the second one. See how easy that is? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Is your brush bristle or silicone? Silicone. Now, since I put a very thin coat, it will not take long to dry. I'll tell you which one I'm using though. Or maybe it is bristle. I think I grabbed the wrong one. See how quick that dried? So we're going to do the next one. Now this is where I want to show you. See how the leaves come over that edge? When I put down my second one, I kind of tear it so that it won't overlap that. And I'll show you right here. See how this one kind of just goes over a little bit? See how that comes up and that kind of meets it just like that. I had to rip my napkin in order for it to do that on the edges, but I think it's just really, really pretty. It just has more of an even look to it, like a continuous look. Seamless, seamless. We get it here. I hear my honey out there on the Kubota, y'all. Hey brushes and boards, how are you doing? Let's see, my paintbrush, y'all, it's a Craft Smart, so I'm not even sure where Craft Smart is. This might be from Walmart. It's a 1-inch 2.5, and it is it's silicone. Okay. Here we go. Let's just take off these here. I love myself some jars. Okay, now what I'm going to do again, I'm just going to do these edges, and I don't like to keep my Mod Podge. Let's just cover that lid up there. Just do this again. What do y'all think? It's cute, isn't it? Hey, Tony Lynn. Hey, Patsy Kelly. Thank you, girl. I love myself some lemons, girl. I already have my lemon wreath hung up in my dining room. And it's not even summer yet, y'all. Hey, but it is spring. It is spring, right? Okay. Just trying to be a little careful. I don't want to tear off too much yet. I want to leave enough. There we go. Well, let's get this. This is kind of... See how much nicer that is with the edges torn? All right, now let me show you something. I know I want my napkin to come up over this part here just a little bit, okay? And so what I'm doing is I'm looking to see where my napkins land. You see how this edge goes over that leaf? I'm going to rip that so you don't see that. And I'm going to do the same thing up here, okay? I'm going to start with the top first though, because that way I can get as close to it as I can. There's that one. Okay, let's just come on down a little bit. And if the white shows, it doesn't matter because I went over with some paint anyway. So that is perfectly okay. Let me show you. Let me do this one just a tad more. Oops. Dang, I got the leaf. Pull that back just a hair. Pull that back. Bring it, doing it up this far. All right, now let me show you what that looks like. See how I kind of lined that up now on that edge? I trimmed around that napkin so it looks more continuous. Okay, now I'm just gonna, I know that napkin's where I want it. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna pull that back. And then I'm gonna take my Mod Podge and I'm just gonna go ahead, add my Mod Podge there while I'm still holding that napkin in place because I don't want it to shift. Got a little bit too much Mod Podge. Okay, here we go. Now that napkin lines up right where I had it. Okay. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's lift that up. Add a little bit. And you do want to do it in sections. You don't want to try to do it all at one time, Lord. I've done that before, and let me tell you, it's a mess. It's a mess, girlfriends, guy friends. Okay. Smooth it down. See how easy that is? Let's do this part. Okay. You see, I'm not using very much Mod Podge. Hey, honey, I'm live. All right, bye. Sorry, guys, I had to answer that. That was my honey. He's important. He's important. Okay. Now, take a look at this. See how that looks on the edge? Let me just grab this. And you can see the texture underneath. Some's the napkin and some of it is the texture of the paint. See how that is around the edges now? Love it. How that just seamless. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and dry that. You want to dry each side as you do it. Okay? Hi, Cynthia Decker. You did catch me, girl. Hey, Jewel. Oh, what was that you said, Jewel? Every time I've tried napkins, I get wrinkles. In this case, wrinkles are your friend. In this case, it is. Now, there is other techniques that you can use not to get as many wrinkles, but when you're doing something like this, you tend to get wrinkles. Now, of course, on my cards, I don't because of the technique I use on my cards. Thank you, Janet Strauss. Sherry Perry, thank you, girl. Okay, that's good. Okay. See, I can even lay it there now because I know that that's dry enough. Let's do the third one. So we have 2 more to do. Let's move this out of the way. Cover up my Mod Podge. This is fun, isn't it, y'all? Hey, Mary Davis. Oh, how are y'all doing? Okay, let me just go ahead and tear this one. I know I'm going to need 2 more sections. Here. Here we go. Separate this. So much fun. Let's separate the plies from each other. Oh, that was easy. Okay, wonderful. All right, now we're going to do the same thing. You see how this is overlapping the side of that jar? We're going to make sure that we do the same thing that we did here so it looks continuous and seamless. or we're going to try to the best of our ability. But the first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and tear this napkin where we have that straight edge. Okay, it's better to do it now before you get it on your jar. So, that one. Okay. Now, once again, I want to make sure that the top goes over that little rim there just a little bit. That's the way I like it. That's the look I'm going for. All right, now let's pull this over. Now let me show you. See how that leaf is going? This one is over that leaf. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that little piece. Just a little bit. Let's just remove that. Just like that. And I'm overlapping those two leaves just a little bit. So I'm actually having to come up just a little bit more on the top of that jar. Remove that. Really don't want to come up that far. Let me get my scissors, y'all, because I don't want that little piece right here. You could probably, if you're really good at it, you could fussy cut out some of these if you wanted. Y'all know what I mean by fussy cutting, right? Y'all could fussy cut those out and even get them to look even a little bit better than that. Now I'm going to do this part. Let's see, let's grab that. It's worth taking the time to line the napkin up. And just do it to the best of your ability. Okay, let me go ahead and grab this. Let's get some of that off of there. Okay. Just that. Just like that. That is about where I want it. Okay, pull that napkin back. I was getting there, but not anymore. What was it? Yes, well, you probably weren't getting them because I haven't gone live a lot. Did you get this one? Did you get the yep, perfect. Perfectly lined up. Now see, you could cut that if you want, if you feel like it's too much wrinkles for you. But I'm okay with that, y'all. I am. Now you see, I'm just putting just a little bit of Mod Podge, not a whole lot. Right there. Do this one. And see how that kind of wrinkled, it kind of overlaid on top of that napkin, on top of each other. That's perfectly okay with this one. Okay. Looky there. Love it, love it, love it. Now I could take and just get a few of those wrinkles out. Got like a little bubble right there. You can, if you get a lot of bubbles, especially if at first when you're starting to learn how to do these things, you can wait until it dries, and then you could take a little pen and then just poke that and get the air out of it, and then put a little bit of Mod Podge on top, and that would be okay. Thank you, Helen. Y'all are so good. Now don't worry about this here, because we're going to add paint to it. I love, love, love this napkin, y'all. If y'all give me some hearts or some thumbs up, that way Facebook will get my algorithms going again for me. I would appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, guys. There we go. So now we have 3 sides. Let's go for the last one. Love it, love it. We're going to set that there. Let's go ahead and get off the layer off of here. Okay. Now this one can be a little bit more tricky because it's going to overlay in quite a few places. But look how pretty. You see how thin that napkin is? But when you lay it on top of that white jar, good golly, Miss Molly, it's so pretty. So pretty. Now, I'm okay with the lemons overlapping underneath the leaves. But over here, let's just go ahead and get some of this off here. Get that straight edge off. We don't want that. This part right there. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, looking good. That can overlap. Definitely gonna have to tear that off right in here. Yeah. And that piece right there. That looks good. I'm working on this side first, and then I'll work on the other side. That looks good. Definitely gonna have to remove some of this there. Just be patient, y'all. That's the main thing. If you're gonna do something like this, just be a little patient with it. Don't be in a race. There's no need to be in a race with it. You'll be fine. I think I am gonna overlap that. I feel like I'm gonna be okay overlapping it. Can't. Get rid of that a little bit. Okay. I think that's okay. I think that looks okay right there. Let's work on this side. Oh yeah, this one's going to need just a little bit of help. Okay, I'm going to fussy cut around this leaf just a little bit. If I had a lot of time, I would fussy cut around a lot of these, just so that, especially if you're making these to sell, take the time to do things like that, because your final product is just so much prettier as well. Okay, now let's see here. Line this one back up. Right there. That's lined up. There we go. See how I fussy cut? Now I don't mind that going over like that. Now this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's remove that little piece. Let's remove that. I have to bring this back up, y'all, so I can fussy cut around it. Sorry guys, when I'm doing crafts like this, I can't look up as much and read the comments. It would be wonderful if I had somebody in here who was just like, so and so saying such and such. But when you work by yourself sometimes, ooh, see how pretty that is? Oh, love that. Love it. I think that's where I had it. Looks like to fit this one, I'm going to have to fussy cut around quite a few of those. And I'm okay, just a little bit. If it has a little bit of the white, it's okay. What do you think, guys? Overlapping that one. Yeah, that is looking pretty. Go ahead and do this one. I'll have to be careful whenever I go to...
Knock, knock.
Hey, how's it going?
You want this up here?
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
I'm going to set it down here on the...
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It feels like it might be some type of liquid or something. I don't know
Oh.
what it is. All right, be good.
You too. That was my UPS guy. I have the best UPS guys, y'all. I'm telling you, the best. Now look how pretty that is. Now that I fussy cutted that out, it's going to be so stinking cute. Okay. Let's just lift that back. And let's just do this. I was wondering who that was. Y'all, it's hard to tell what I got. Okay. Going down the center. Looky at that. Yes. Now I wish I had done all of them like that, but that's okay. Okay. Here we go. Add a little bit. Lift up your napkin. A little bit of Mod Podge. Beautiful. Ooh, got a little bit too much right there. Ooh. Right there. And there she wrote, y'all. Oh, love it. Love how that overlapped right there. So pretty. Ooh, so pretty. Let's go ahead. Because you know leaves do that, right? Hey, Jolanda, how are you from the Netherlands? It's evening. Aw, thank you, girl. I love it, love it. Yes, that would be very pretty, Vicky, adding a little bit of yellow ribbon. Yes, indeed. Love myself. Now, if you weren't going to put the metal back on your lid. Now that would definitely be pretty with a ribbon. For sure. Thank you, Edith. How are you doing? Can't tell you use 4 pieces? Smooth it out just a little. Pam, these jars are from Hobby Lobby. And Hobby Lobby has them on sale right now. They were originally $9.99 and I got them 50% off, I believe. It's either 40 or 50%. So there you go. There's the jar. All right, now the next thing we're going to do before we add our top coat of Mod Podge on, what I do is I go ahead and I take my paint and I distress, and I even put a little thing on the top of my lid there too. I go ahead and take a little bit of paint and cover the white. Now you could leave the white if you want, because it really is pretty, just like that. Or you could take a little bit of paint. I'm going to use, this is chalk paint. You can do whatever you want, y'all. You can do whatever you want, but I'm going to mix this because this almost has a little bit of a, I don't know, it's supposed to be like a sky blue, but it really is not. But I'm going to add a little bit of white with this just to lighten it up, just a hair, I'm thinking. That's what I did with the other one because I don't want it too dark. I just want to cover up. Let's see. And I'm not going to, you know, brush it on. I'm just going to kind of stipple it on a little bit here and there just to cover that up. You could leave some of that white. It just takes away the starkness. See how pretty that is in there? Just a little. Just to soften it up. You can even use a little bit of a dry brush. I do kind of like more of the white showing on this one for whatever reason. Now we can get in here where those napkins met, right in here. Kind of hide that a little bit. Okay. It really makes it look like it's more of one napkin now. And after we do this, we're going to add our coat of Mod Podge on top of this. You can even use varnish if you want. I've used varnish too, and like the polyacrylic clear varnish. You could use that as your top coat, but I'm just going to continue using my Mod Podge. And you can use whatever color. You can even, I don't know, if you want to even add some yellow instead of the blue up at the top or whatever to represent maybe the sun, you could do that too. Let's go in here. I'm going to do the dark, and then I'll go over it with some white. Okay. And how many of y'all are going to try this? Or have y'all done this before? Do I have any bunny napkins? Pam, do I have any bunny napkins? I'm sure I have bunny napkins, girl. See how that just really makes the top really become part of the whole decor now? And you can keep going back until you get it just the way you want it with the colors, okay? I'm just mixing a little bit of that blue with that white because it wasn't quite the right color for me. And my brush is kind of not really wet. It's kind of a dry brush, y'all. Okay. And I do like the distressed look, so you know that's perfect for me. Especially up here around the top. I love that look. Oh, it's just the country coming out in me, y'all. That's all. It's just the country. Let me fix this up a little bit right in here. You don't have to cover up all the white. But I did want to fix that just a little. Maybe a little bit down in here. Look at that, y'all. Isn't that so pretty? It really is pretty. I love these napkins. All right, now I'm going to dry that little bit of paint that I put on there. And then we're going to put our last coat. Oh, hold up. Oh, shut the front door, y'all. Look what I didn't do. Hold the front door. I cannot believe this, y'all. Y'all did not tell me I didn't do my lid. What the what? Goodness gracious, Melissa. For sakes alive here. I thought I did my lid. Gotta get that lid done. Gosh darn. Gosh darn. There. Oh gosh, I forgot to take off the take off that rubber part. I'll have to clean that. And I do the whole thing because it's going to show. You probably don't need to do this part, but I do anyway. Why not? All right. Gosh, I cannot believe I didn't do that. Forgot all about that lid. Okay. Let me go ahead and dry this. Yuba City. Hey, Juanita. You can do this on plastic containers. Doesn't have to be glass. I use plastic jars all the time. Let's get the rest of that. And while this is drying, I'll decoupage my other jar there. Thank goodness it dries quick. Just like with the jar, you want to do several layers on your lid, for sure. Oh, hey Peggy. They're so cute. Hey Cat Rye. Peggy Flores, thank you for those shares, girl. Thank you for the sprinkles. So appreciate that. Now let me get a little bit of my blue. I really do need to add just a little bit more white in here. Ooh, here. Okay. Okay, let's get the blue on there. I think what I'm going to do, since I'm finished with that, I'm just going to take this and just go over that, just to bring in that blue on my lid. Probably should clean my fingers, because if you have glue or paint on your fingers and you go and you touch damp paint like this, it's going to come right up. That's good. A little bit darker, I'm thinking, though. Here we go. You're still not able to craft your casters off for the braces on. Oh my gosh, Juanita. Girl, I know you're going to be so happy to get that off. Thank you, Zona. I appreciate that, girl. Thank you for the hearts, y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and get our little lemon on top of the jar there. So I'm going to take, let's see here. And you don't have to do this, but I think it just adds a little something to it. You don't have to really get too fancy with it. I just want this one little piece of lemon here. That's good. Just like this. It's all about those little fine details, isn't it, y'all? Let's get rid of that. It's a lot of napkin right there. Man, I'm glad I remembered the lid. That's just been awful. Yeah. Yeah, right there, I'm thinking. Just about right there. Go ahead and add some Mod Podge around on here. Just get that coated pretty good. Okay. Cover that up. Add a little sugar, glitter, sparkle to the lemon. Oh, yes. We'll set that aside, let that finish drying. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to take this and Mod Podge over it. I know it has the one coat, but it needs another, y'all. It really wouldn't hurt to even add 2 coats, to be quite honest with you. And I'm going to do it in thin layers. I'm not going to do real thick layers. I'm going to do it in thin layers. And what that's going to do, that's going to help set that paint as well. I mean, the paint's not going to be moving on you. How long have I been on here, y'all? I told you it was going to be a long live. This craft takes a little bit longer. Thin coat. I'm going to dry that. And then I'll do the rest. Does the jar come with this kind of lid? Yes, it does. It actually is one of these. Okay? I just took it off. Let me show you. I have this size jar too. It looks just like this one, except it's bigger. Okay? It looks just like that. Now, you don't have to put the metal back on it, but I'm going to. Oh, thank you, Marilyn Lopez. You're enjoying it. This is a mini hair dryer. Quick. Now, normally you would really want to wait until those layers are really nice and dry. I'm kind of rushing things, but yeah. Okay. There we go. Looks cute, doesn't it? You're working with mason jar and turquoise chuck in your kitchen. Oh, yes. Love my mason jars. Oh, that's wonderful, Juanita. Love my jars. Okay, now this one's still drying. That lid is still drying too, so I'm not going to put that on there, but look guys, isn't that stinking adorable? We're going to let those dry. Now you can, like I said, if you're going to put your rim back on your jar, let me bring you up. Make sure you wait until it's nice and dry before you do that, okay? Because I'm not going to do that until tomorrow. Because I don't want to mess up my paint too much around here. Now when you do, if you put that on there, make sure you're really careful because you can scratch this. That's why it's important to go ahead and Mod Podge it and seal it before you put that metal on there, guys, because it's still very delicate. But look how beautiful. Look how beautiful it is, guys. And it was just a simple little jar. It's just a simple little, I love these jars. Love, love, love the jars. And I love the lemons. I love them. So there you go, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this craft. If you did, if you would please like and follow and share my page, I would so appreciate it. Hey, Janice, thank you, girl. Doggone, now I'm going to have to make a full canister set. Oh, that would be cute. Oh my gosh. Yes, it would be so gorgeous, Catherine. Oh, you can even make cute little labels if you did. Because you could put, okay, because you got to remember, the inside of this jar, there's nothing wrong with the inside of that jar. You can clean that jar. You can put your sugar in it. You can put your coffee in it or whatever. Now, do not put these in the dishwasher. They will not do well in the dishwasher. That's all I'm saying. You just want to maybe just lightly wash those with a cloth. Are you putting any other sealant on it? Nope, not just the Mod Podge. That's all you need. You don't need any other sealant on it. Hey, Dolly. All right, guys. Thank you, Linda, for the sprinkles. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm hoping that I'll be back soon with another craft. I appreciate y'all being here, and y'all have a blessed day or evening or night or morning, wherever it is that you are. And I will be seeing each and every one of you on the next live, guys. Go happy crafting, y'all. Bye.